Hold on, let's rewind back up.
Let's check this out. Make sure we got it. Goddamn Doc, man.
Hey, don't worry about Doc.
Okay.
He's all over. Hey, before we get too crazy live in here, I want to say something, man. I want to give a big shout out to my man, Sergeant Major retired John Vick.
Absolutely.
John Vick,
who works with Senator Bob Hall.
Bob
You guys
Hall.
all can see this badass Texas flag behind us. And this gentleman went out of his way and gave us a certificate.
Oh,
I'm gonna
my
get up here.
gosh.
I'm going to show you guys, man. He gave us a certificate. This is from the Senate of the state of Texas, the Patriot Business Alliance, for giving back to the community.
Show it to Insta. Show it to Insta.
Instagram. Check it out, folks. I'm telling you.
Thank you, Senator
I mean,
Hall. Thank you, John.
Like, the PBA is going places, folks. I mean, when you start to get recognized by a senator and your local reps and stuff, that means we're doing something. That means we're reaching the right people. We're reaching the right audience. And we're doing what should be done for the right reasons.
Exactly.
And so he was graciously allowed us to, he said, man, you guys want a Texas flag that flew over our capital in honor of the Patriot Business Alliance? And I said, why? And he's like, man, what you guys are doing out there, what the vision you guys have for our community and for North Texas is wonderful. And we just want to take a moment and recognize that. And so we want to say thank you, Senator Bob Hall, staff, his office.
Yeah.
Again, John Vick. I mean, we are freaking truly grateful for the recognition, and just want to give you a big shout out.
Thank you, guys. It's very humbling.
I appreciate that.
That's exactly what I was just thinking. That's humbling, man, because if you stop and think 3 years ago when we started bumping heads in the same room together and really starting to put this plan together, we did the RVBA for a couple years, right? And we put our heart and soul into it. We're proud as hell of it, right? But we've always had this vision, which is more of a global North Texas kind of reach out and touch somebody like a sniper rifle kind of thing. And we're doing that now. So that's humbling, man. You know, that this flag flew over the great state of Texas. Yeah. That's amazing.
So American by birth, Texas by the grace of God.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? I put that shit on a bumper sticker. But anyways, let's dive back in, and we're going to talk about that 24-hour crunch time that we all have to deal with on a daily basis, right? We all have to combat that clock.
Let me stop you real quick and interrupt you real quick, because it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And that's tonight's topic, right? Because it's always 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
That's right.
And we have this thought of, I'll push it off till later. Need to go do this or go do that, right? We want to talk to you guys tonight
answer this email
about how to keep your mind from wandering, right? And keep you away from that it's 5 o'clock somewhere mentality, which goes right to what we wrote down in all of the content you have here. But while we're talking tonight, think about that analogy. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and then relate that to what we're talking about. I just needed to bring that because I want to make sure that the topic is.
And speaking about that, just think that this is going to be, unlike the topics we talked about, but unlike, the amount of work that gets done between about 3:30 and 5 o'clock, right, is you are compressing time. Like a lot of us are really compressing time. Your coworkers, your team, you see this, right? It's a massive productivity push because people are trying to get their, whatever they're, we're going to identify some things and we're going to jump right into that. The big three things you got to get done in a day to make sure you're successful, productive, whatever. But, also not to be afraid of thinking about that reward, like what you're going to do at 5, right? You're going to go to the kids' soccer practice. You're going to go have dinner at Arby's with the crew. You're going to have a lot party.
And that's a great point.
Everybody's going to have a cigar, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do need to be thinking about that self initializing, self-motivating the reward.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's why you're working. That's why you're busting your hump so hard. So anyway,
it took me a little bit to learn that because my man Doc over here always busts my balls about that. It's like, and for good reason, and it's from his heart and he means it, but he always constantly tells me, why are you working so dang hard if you don't take advantage of it? You know what I mean? And next month we're going to Mississippi for a few days.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm like, where are we going? I don't give two shits. Let's just go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's put the structured chaos on hold. But what I'm doing, and that's why we were just talking about how I'm kind of like geared up right now, because I'm trying to make sure when I go, I'm throwing this thing in the lake right? And I'm just going to be with my family. So
Do it.
while you're working in that 3 to 5 hour where you're trying to grind, apply that to your life if you got something big coming up and stay focused.
Yeah.
It's not 5 o'clock somewhere every day. There's days for it, but it's not every day, right?
Right.
Appreciate your wins. Understand that your time is one thing we can never get back. And if we don't prioritize time for ourselves, for our personal life, like we can be stressed out. Stress is the number one cause of freaking like mental problems, right? You're steadily stressing. And when you stress, what do? You hit the bottle. You get angry with your wife and kids. You get frustrated at life, right? Because you're stressed out because you haven't given back to yourself, right? And that's why it's important that if you wake up early, right? You get organized, you visualize your goals, you work out. Like I know people that skip breakfast. That's fucking crazy to me. Why?
Man, there's days when I need it, and then there's just days when I don't. You know what I mean? A couple of days ago, I made a whole platter of cinnamon buns because I was hungry as a mofo. Today, I woke up and I hit some Copenhagen and some black coffee, and I hit the road, baby. You know, I'm going.
I mean, so I have to eat breakfast.
That's because you're swole.
No, it's been a habit of mine for forever.
Yeah.
Right? Because
it's a habit, too.
I need
Hey, we're going to talk about that, too.
I need that fuel, right? I need that fuel because if I'm getting up at 5 and now I'm grubbing and I'm reading and I'm getting those things done. So it's a part of my routine is to eat a big healthy meal so that when I hit the ground, I'm running. I ain't got to stop to eat. I'm not unfocused because if my stomach is growling, I'm angry. Like I have an acronym. It's called HALT.
Yeah, I was about to say it's the acronym. Yeah.
Hungry, angry, lonely, tired.
So what did you have for breakfast this morning?
So I
little war machine.
Oh, I have War Machine every day.
Yeah. Okay.
Every day. But
for those who don't know what a War Machine is, you need to go stop by.
Yeah, stop by the office. I'll hook your brother up.
You'll be zip lined.
Yeah. Oh man, you'll be boom, ready to go. But for breakfast, I actually am listening to a book by Jesse Itzler, who I saw as a speaker and very much inspired me to push myself past the injuries that I had recovered from last year and start really hammering on the running. So got new goals.
What'd you have for breakfast though?
But part of what I've been doing this deep dive with Jesse on is, switching my breakfast, which used to just be high protein, a little protein shake, go get that run in, then have some eggs, then, boom, on the road. Now I've switched it up to where it's like a smoothie and then fruit. Right, fruit and greens and this, that, and the other. And the takeaway from this is that two big takeaways: that silverback gorillas are the strongest animals of the mammal kingdom. Right, they are the strongest animals on the planet Earth. They eat fruit and leafy greens until midday. Right, and there's two reasons why. It's the easiest thing for your body to digest, and it gives you max energy. And you want to be strong, right? Yeah. You want to be King Kong strong, or you want to be like little
Skinner strong,
right? So I'm like, hey man, I need to fuel up a little better. So protein shakes, some leafy greens, little smoothie, some fruits and vegetables. So banana, apple smoothie with leafy greens, chocolate powder, little Hershey's dark cocoa, little vanilla, bam, chug that, get on the run, come back, have a second one with fruit and banana and this, that, and the other, but kind of changing things up to fuel up so I can do a harder and harder run every day.
Well, it gives you mental clarity when you're full, when you have something on your stomach. You're able to focus on the task at hand, and you're not worried about running and gunning, right? Because you have that energy. So when lunchtime comes, you're not depleted.
Right.
When 10:30 rolls around, because if you get up at 4:30 like you, fucking 10 o'clock is half a day.
That's lunchtime already.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like by 11.
That's 6 hours.
Like by 11, you're like, ooh.
Yeah, and if you haven't fueled your body, the 24-hour clock is going to own your ass.
That's right.
Well, the focus, you're right there, because the ability to focus for a long period of time is essential, right? And I'm no breakfast maniac, and don't listen to me. Listen to these guys; they do it. And I'm telling you, I'm hot cup of coffee and some Copenhagen. I'm out. You know what I mean? But there are other days where I wake up about 10 minutes early, make a big old thing, something sweet and not good for you, but I'm rocking and rolling. But the mental clarity I do get after it, it's different. but it also does another thing, and it fuels your metabolism. So it's a healthy process for you as
Yeah,
well.
that's right.
You know what I mean? Big Country, if you're watching this, that boy can eat, right? And if we stop and get a snack, mid-morning snack, because we're in between, next thing you know, 2 hours later, big boy wants to eat again.
Yes.
So it fuels the momentum for your body to continue to burn not only the shit that's in you that needs to come out, flush yourself with fluids and things like that. But let's jump back into this. Casey, go ahead and continue along.
Yeah.
You were jumping in on some good things here.
Yeah. So again, attention is really critical. If it's the biggest piece of getting your things done, getting your big licks in for the day. And Jeff, you hit on it a minute ago, ability to focus for a longer period of time. And this is where we're talking about fuel. Like, I know that when I have to get up early or get on the road early, I'm headed down to a courthouse call in Dallas, Van Zandt, whatever. I know exactly, if I had to skip breakfast at home, I know exactly where I can grab a Starbucks black coffee and some of those egg bites, right? Because that's fast. You can do it on the app, but that's 10, 15 minutes. You got to get off the highway, get in there, waste your time, get back in. But you got to have that fuel up now, not unless you're in the nanny state. But anyway, be able to deliver, get those results that you're going after by not being distracted. But one thing that's critical about that and critical about the fuel up you were talking about is that way you can be present, right? When your feet are on the ground, right? You got your boots on the ground at your job site, whatever your job site may be, whatever your walk of life may be, you need to be fully present, fully engaged, everybody multitasks. That's one of the great things about our mind is that we are capable of doing that, but on the other hand, Instagram, we're talking to you. On the other hand, you cannot be scrolling through your Insta feed while you're truck, like you're servicing Mr. Skinner's account. You're like, hold on a minute. I got a like on this.
Double tap.
I mean, you got to be where your feet are, right? So be fueled up, and that's critical because every single one of us, whether you admit it or not, we're all in sales, right? Every single one of us, we're selling something at some point in our life, and if you aren't fueled up to get through that sale, you're not going to get whatever that commission may be, and that commission, that's something that Cardone training, a lot of that, and you guys know I'm deep into that right now. But you got to have the fuel to go to the distance, so that way. And here's another thing, man. You're not fueled up, like Doc's talking about. How are you going to do that workout you do? Like you're on the live every once in a while, every couple of days, maybe every day. How are you going to do that workout? How can you be present there if you're hangry? You can't. I mean, how distracting would that be for you, for example?
I wouldn't be able to. I would not be able to maximize my workout. Like I just wouldn't. I would not be able to maximize my fullest potential. On top of that, my muscles won't grow.
Yeah.
Well, and then let's superimpose that into a different scenario. Like let's superimpose that saying, you're hangry and you're, like neighborhood just got destroyed by hail. Well, you didn't fuel up. How does that interfere with how can you be present when you're thinking about McDonald's?
You can't. And let me tell you why, because I've been in that situation. I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually there today, going to meet a client. And I left here, and my mind was like, I got to eat before I get there. But I wanted to get there. So I got all the way there, and I realized I was 20 minutes early, right? So because I planned ahead, you know what I mean? So I went and I got a quick bite to eat, and I made good choices because I'm on the 75 hard challenge, right? So I made good choices. I popped in and I grabbed 2 Cliff bars, right? It wasn't fast food. It wasn't anything, but I knew I needed to get food in me.
You need to feel your body.
I had to.
Yeah.
So I slammed a bottle of water, ate a couple peanut butter Cliff bars, just enough because I was fixing to get on a 60-foot tall roof. You ever climb the damn 30-foot ladder hungry?
Well, and that was the other thing I was going to say too is you are where your feet are, right?
Yeah.
And everybody has a different industry or whatever. Sometimes that's a safety concern.
You just nailed that, right?
You know what I mean? And that's what I was thinking when you said that, because being on a 60-foot roof, high gust of wind, your brain's not there. Whoop,
you're done.
Hey, I've seen dudes fall from 6-foot ladders and break legs. Yeah. Imagine a 60-foot roof.
I mean, it's just incredible how important to stay hydrated and trust me, I'm the doc, right? Like, you better fucking stay hydrated.
You get that silver bullet.
Everybody out there, they're slamming Cokes, they're slamming this, and they're not drinking enough water. Yeah. Our bodies are comprised of 70% water.
Just like the planet, yo.
Okay? And if we don't fuel our intake, that is how our central nervous system fucking gets its energy from.
Yeah.
That's how our blood breaks down the oxygen so that we can freaking continue to run this fucking doggone war machine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, so if you're not properly investing in your health, then you are doing a disservice to every one of your clients.
Man, it hit me today because I got the man cold, and if my wife watches this, she's gonna make fun of me and shit, but whatever. I hit the man cold hit me like a train on Friday. And I thought, okay, good to go. Saturday, Sunday, I can recoup. I'm still, you hear all the shit in my face, it's still here or whatever. On the way here, I was thinking, man, I got to start doing more for my body.
You have to.
5 years ago, that man cold would have been gone in a couple of days. I'm going on 4 or 5 days of this shit. I mean, and it made me think like, yo, my grandfather just passed because his health wasn't there, right? And the older we get, your immune system fights twice as hard. It has to. You know what I mean? So I have had a humbling experience this week with a couple of things it's brought my attention. Now, am I getting up at 4:30 to run some hills? Hell no. That ain't me. I've done that.
I threw some push-ups in today, too.
I'm on my vitamins, you know what I'm saying? I slow my roll a little bit on the sodas. The DPs can wait, get 1 a day instead of 2, something like that. But your mind and your body work in conjunction with each other.
Yeah.
So it's imperative that you stop and think about that because, you know, if you're obese, it's because the country and the society is feeding you that you don't have to be.
That's right.
You know, if you're underweight because you feel like you're too fat, it's bullshit. Go out and pick up some dumbbells. You know, we're not all bodybuilders, but if you're taking care of yourself, it's a pride thing, it's a self-esteem thing, and it's a health thing. And all of that revolves around your focus, your time management, and it builds into how you run your business.
Absolutely. You will build confidence in the way you look.
Yeah.
Because I believe in, if you look good, you feel good, you do good. Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
When you show up and you're a homeowner, you're a business person or whomever, and you show up and you got 2 people standing on your porch. You got 2 people standing in front of your court, right? And you got one person who looks like they just drug themselves out of bed and looks like garbage, hungover, dehydrated, glassy eyes, bags under their eyes, looks like shit. Then you got another guy who's prim, proper dressed, shaved, ready, full of energy. What are the odds that they're going to choose the person that looks like garbage over the person that looks like they have their shit together?
I mean, I think it's a no-brainer, right? I think anytime.
Right. The question's rhetorical.
Anytime you step out of the house, I've always taught my son, we don't leave the house in PJs. First off, that's not how we fucking roll. You know what I mean? Number one, you need clean skivvies in case something happens, right? You got to have clean skivvies on, but you got to step out, look good, feel good. And it's a damn, imagine, I didn't shower today. I just don't feel that great. You wake up, shit, shower, shave, you get out the house, you feel like $1 million.
That's right.
You're ready to crush the day.
And it does something to our mental clarity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we always continuously talk about how can we make our mindset stronger, better, faster. And it begins with, I hate to say it begins with your God, health, and wealth.
Yeah.
Right? It boils down to how do we manage this chaos that the life throws at us on a daily basis.
Well, with that being said, let's start hitting into some of these topics.
Yeah.
Because
we're going to be bouncing back and forth.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
For one thing, why do you get up and do the triple S, right? Because it does. And one, it's a habit. Why is it a habit? Because it's a habit that builds self-confidence in I look good, I feel good, I do good, right? So why though? Why? Because you have tapped into your subconscious mind.
Yeah.
That when you shine up a penny, right? Doesn't that penny look better than an old, green copper penny that's, just kind of tarnished? And yeah, man, put a little shine on that. Look how good that looks. So that's the same thing you're doing to your subconscious mind by getting up, hitting the triple S, get up at 4:40, get up at 6 o'clock, get up at 5 o'clock, go to the gym, whatever it may be. And then you walk out, you put the uni on, right? Whatever the uni looks. I mean, one of the reasons why, and I'm toning it down of late because I've been advised to do so. But You know, the three-piece suit, I didn't start wearing that until, you know, everybody was sitting at home, looked like a bag of you know, mashed potatoes, right?
It's a bag of smashed assholes.
that right? You know, like people are like zooming in, like, hey, what's up, Your Honor? You know, like they got the bed hair.
The respect was completely lost.
Right? They got they're wearing their cleanest dirty shirt, like the Johnny Cash song, right? And I'm like, I ain't doing that, man. I don't care if I'm sitting here in my tidy whities, you know, or my gym shorts and flip flops. I'm looking, and you know what? I didn't do that. I couldn't even stand that, man. I wanted to be in the full dress uniform.
It's a confidence thing,
man. It is, because you look good, you feel good, you do good, and so whatever that may be, but build that habit, right? And again, why is that a good thing? Because you tap into the subconscious part of your brain. Yeah. Right. This is the part of your brain that can be best friend, worst enemy, kind of like a Marine. Right.
I think it's because in the back of your mind, that's the one that taps into your gut instinct.
That's correct.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I meet Doc, immediately, okay, I know I can trust this guy. He knows everybody I know. He's full of energy. He's good to go. Got a firm handshake, etc. Your subconscious mind, in my opinion, is tied directly to your gut instinct. That's why it's important to tap into that.
Yes.
Because like you're saying here, it's full of all kinds of stuff. Bad memories, failures, wins, shortcomings, feelings. Like it's your whole life. 40 years, 65 years, whatever it may be. Right here and right
68.
here. But it's a serious thing. So I like how you put that in perspective. That it can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Because it's all about how you react to it.
That's right.
Man, and it can. It really
how you let it guide you through your day.
Yeah.
And then I'll repeat what I said last week. The past was done for you and not to you. So as soon as we as a human society recognize that it's okay to let go of animosity. It's okay to let go of the fucking drama and not pay attention to the drama. You know how much time drama steals from a person on a day-to-day basis?
I got this for that.
You know what I mean? Because when you get convoluted in this drama, oh my gosh, and I got a phone call today. Hey Doc, I just want to tell you, man, I heard some scuttlebutt, I heard some stuff. I said, bro, don't call me with that bullshit. Yeah. And he's like, what? Don't you want to know? I said, absolutely not. I don't want to know. Yeah. I said, why would I want to know? Why are you trying to pour salt in my game? Right?
Well, and it's a time consumer.
It is.
And for those of us who are set on success, set on growth, set on relationships, that drama, you have to put it aside. We were just talking about this before.
Yes.
You know, I got a little bit of something going on in me right now, and talking through that with your alliance, talking through that with your people, that's how you bounce that animosity away, right? Because what you're thinking, what I'm thinking personally about the situation we were talking about is 180 degrees now. Because all I needed to do was hear it from different mouth, right? I needed to hear something different that I wasn't thinking in my subconscious, and change my mindset. So I like that. Let's talk about, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, but what? It's not 5 o'clock right here. So what are we doing to make a plan? How are we doing this?
Well, you know how we do it. This is how we do it.
Yeah.
We get together once a month and we set down our goals. We plan ahead. We visualize our goals, right? And I can't explain to you how important that is, that once you write your goal down on that piece of paper, you better be able to see it, the end result, so you know what that goal looks like accomplished.
That's exactly what you wrote right here.
Yeah, I mean that's
right.
So
did you write that? I just came up with that. He didn't write shit.
Well, I mean it's a synergy of this team.
That's right. You know, so
thoughts become reality.
Yeah, when you begin to visualize it and you be able to see it, it becomes tangible. You write it, you put action behind it, you see it, you win it.
And that's the whole, like tying into what we were talking about earlier about having that mental discipline, right? Having that mental discipline. So when you get a spin, right? I was sitting on an airplane, going to do some training, and there was before I got my headphones in, you're not supposed to listen to your, whatever it is, while the flight is taking off. So everybody's chit-chattering, and I hear some youngsters behind me, and they are so focused on whatever the drama is of the moment, right? What was in the newspaper, what was going on in their personal life. And, that was just kind of like a little time machine back for, I'm 68, but back when I was 28, I was focused on that, right, man? I was all in that, man. I want to get on that drama. But I realize now that I'm a few chapters ahead, 60 or 70 chapters ahead, I'm like, man, I'm so glad I don't have to listen or think about any of that bullshit anymore, right? Because I've got more discipline now, right? Because I don't allow these things, the thoughts do become reality, and your mind will wander, right? And if your mind is wandering, you're going to be adrift. And when you're adrift, you're going to end up somewhere you don't want to be. And you're going to be thinking about sometimes a great thought, sometimes a good thought, sometimes a bad thought, right? But that's why you got to get that discipline in. So that way, when you're talking about your big three, right? And that's kind of what we're going to focus on, like that plan, that big three. I got to have these big 3 deals. Yep. I know I got to get them done today. If I get the results I want, I get my customers satisfied, I'll get everything I want in my life by making them, Zig Ziglar said that, by making them have everything they want in their life. And you got that plan, right? And so following the plan.
Let me ask you guys this then. Having a plan, and let's bring this back to how does that plan affect my time management, right? That's what I'm feeling in my heart right now to talk about, because we were talking about it before. You can write all the shit you want down on paper, but if there's no plan and there's no prioritization to that, then what do you got? You got a data dump on paper with no action.
You got information.
So let's talk about how our plan needs to revolve around time management, because that's what we want to take away from this. And I know you got I see you looking over there, so hit them. I mean, let's talk. We want to give these guys something to take away so they can do some
tangible items.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so whenever you develop a plan or your goal, and I'm going to show you guys, because I'm the world's worst at writing shit down. Okay?
But you started.
But I started. And so the other day I took a little piece of paper. You really can't see it, but on here is a list of about 20 different things that I needed to accomplish the other day.
And that was the first piece of paper you found.
That was the first, right, because that's just the way I roll.
I'll bring you some legal pads
tomorrow. Okay,
I got you covered.
Look, because I have
a closet full of those
I got notebooks all over the place. I really do. Yeah. But if it's not right here with me right now, then I got to find something to get the thoughts out of my brain and on paper as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Right? And it's crucial. And I may go back and I'll transcribe anything that I felt that was really, really important into a book. But you guys don't know this. All of these journaling that I started doing, I'm hoping to be able to leave that to my children.
Yeah, you were talking about that. Yeah.
So that's a form of being able to leave a legacy. A lot of people as business owners, we create companies so that we can leave a legacy for our children. But when we leave a legacy, we need to leave a game plan on how we got to where we were.
Yeah.
How did my dad think? How did this dude do what he did? And by me jotting that information down allows them to visualize and see how I did it, which is extremely important. So, and
that's kind of what we're talking about here, right? When you can't superficially or unspecifically think about whether that is a goal that you wrote down on a paper or I want to leave a legacy for my kids, right? You've got to get that down to the root level. Right, to the very, and then speak it into the universe, right? Because that way it becomes real, and then you put it on a piece of paper, and then the next thing you know, you're writing and journaling for your kids. But that way you are focusing, thinking, winning. You get your whole mind. You're going to tap into the subconscious of your mind. You're going to add that discipline, and this is something. This isn't just some. Like Think and Grow Rich, blah, 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 which is an amazing business book. It's 70 years old. If you haven't read it, you need to read it until you get it. But the point of that is tapping into that subconscious mind and thinking about it down to the root level. How are you going to achieve this result for this client? Just like you would plan out a job. Yeah. You need to do that with your own goals and your own successes in life, your own legacy you want to leave to the kids, right? To tap in so your full mind is engaged into making this goal a reality. And then you need to teach that same skill to your team so that they have their big three. Those big 3 licks they want to do every day, right? I mean, this isn't just some bullshit that we want you to have some feel goods and some warm fuzzies. We get to do a little bro fisting. This is something we want you to be able to. It's worked for our teams. It can work for your teams. There's a reason why business leader after business leader after business leader have all recommended Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Brandon Dawson, you name it. They have all said, Gary V, read Think and Grow Rich. Zig Ziglar, Think and Grow Rich. He took Napoleon Hill's classes until Napoleon Hill was no longer teaching them. And Grant Cardone took Zig Ziglar's classes for the same reason, right? You learn from the masters. Don't have to reinvent the wheel.
So what I'm hearing,
they're all teaching this message.
So your focus should include self-education.
It does. And so I keep looking over at this whiteboard because that's where I jot some notes down before we start this deal so that we don't just spew random thoughts. And on there it says, watch motivational videos, read motivational books, listen to podcasts, put inside your brain housing group information that will allow you to think creatively.
Yeah. And pull you forward, right?
Pull you forward. Yeah. Allow you to get confidence in yourself, right? Because when you hear motivation from others and they speak that into your head,
how important is that confidence in yourself?
It's huge.
What can it do?
Let me tell you what it can do.
It's huge.
I have about 1,600 fucking things sitting on my desk right now. And
what are you doing here?
Exactly, right?
But you're here.
But I'm here. Because this brings me motivation. I was texting my wife, bitching a little bit. I'm so busy, fucking all that shit. She's like, just don't go. I'm like, no, that's not how we roll.
Right.
Like, it gives me motivation every single week to be here, whether we like it or not.
Oh, I love it. This fucking gets me fired up.
And I leave with, you know what, poured a little bit more gas in the tank, right? Yeah. We can make it another 20 miles until Friday. We can make it another 20 miles till Saturday, right?
Yeah.
So get yourself involved in something that motivates you.
Yeah, that's going to be
forward. Yeah.
Okay, so I got to jump on that. I got to jump just 30 seconds on it. Look, man, there was a moment today. I got up at 4:40. I went and did this hard ass run. I put on some gloves. It was 35, 36 degrees.
Okay.
Right? Well, yeah. So I went outside. I ran. Every time I come to a speed bump, I fucking did 5 push-ups.
Nice.
Right? And I mean, just in the fucking street, just get down, get 5. And, by the time I'm getting back to house, all the Grammys and little old ladies and people are driving to work, like, what is this crazy fucking coastie doing out here? It's freezing ass cold, and he's every fucking road stop. But I loved it. But here's the other thing. I didn't save myself enough time to get this content done, which is normally what I do on Wednesday mornings. It's a cycle day. Today should have been a cycle day, but I was like, fuck cycling.
I'm running.
Yeah. And
that's a win.
I almost called you guys and said, we're just going to have to ad-lib this content, blah, blah, blah. And what time did I get this in your fucking inbox?
Oh, man, like 5:45.
Like 5:45. Yeah. Got it done. I was not going to quit on this team because it motivates me. Yeah. So like I need to think about what we get broad content. We're all responsible for creating it. But this time thing, I told him I wanted to own this. I love this topic. Yeah. It's so important to me. And I was just not going to quit on this group. Wow. It pulled me forward. It motivated me.
I love it.
Well, we appreciate that. But you also know we always got your back.
I know. Like it was right there.
Because he walks in the door and he's like, where's the, I was like, hey, I didn't get the content. So I went ahead and got some content.
Yeah.
He was like, no shit. I was like, no shit. And crazily enough, the information that is written
they line up
on the board is in line with the same information that he created.
So the takeaway from this, I think, is we've said this a few different times, is I'm too busy. Well, we don't like those words in this room, right? Because we're all busy and no one really gives a shit about that, right? There's always a little bit more time if you're prioritizing.
That's right.
If you're breaking down your day into achievable goals, and making sure that on your punch list is what I call mine, that it's not just a punch list, but it's prioritized.
Yeah.
Like I literally have 3 sections on my punch list, a left, a bottom, and a whole category on the right. And that's how I track my day. I got a couple more tools that I use or whatnot, but that's a priority for me. I know this one up here and this one, and those are the way you got. So you got to find some tool that works for you. If that's a yellow notepad, if that's your iPhone notes, your Google Calendar, whatever it is, it works different for everybody. But
random pieces of paper.
Yeah, Costco receipts, whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying? You got to find something, because I guarantee you, if you just start, the process will evolve to a tool for yourself that I promise you will help you guys out without question.
You know what else has helped me a lot to deal with effectively time management? It's staying happy, smiling when shit fucking hits the fan.
And that's tough to do.
I learned a long time ago that it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. And we're all inherently lazy people. Like, let's just be fucking honest.
It's a human race.
It's just human. Mm-hmm. Like, we're inherently lazy. So therefore, I take that and use it to my advantage. If we're inherently lazy, well, I'm going to smile like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right? Because I enjoy smiling. And whenever you begin to smile and you do things that make you happy, time becomes more fluid, right? Because you're excited about it. You enjoy doing it. It makes you happy. So you're not really worried about time crunching. You're more worried about your focus is driven towards the task at hand, to that goal, because you're passionate about it, you're happy about it.
Keeps you motivated.
Because how hard is it to try and sell your services angry?
Oh,
you can't.
Impossible.
You can't.
Well, and then,
well, first off, you got to sell yourself on it.
Right.
And if you're in a negative mindset, you've already lost the win there.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the discipline to visualize speak into existence the close and how you're going to service that client in such an amazing way that they're going to be like, not only am I going to pay you in full right now instead of half down and half when you're here's the full check, doc, bam, and where can I leave the 5-star review?
Yeah.
Right? Because you didn't speak that into existence. Ain't a chance in hell it's going to happen.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right? And you've gone in with that negative mindset, and you've just jacked up your peak performance hours. That's another thing, right? Doc talked about this book the other day, Stealing Fire. Man, I read that in like 2 days. It was
funny.
it was like bam,
you couldn't
bam,
put it down.
bam,
If you ain't read it, Joe,
bam,
fucking get it.
Yeah, I got to put it in my Amazon cart the other day.
It's amazing. And flow state is what that author, he did a study of a lot of different. It ain't like just for military. It's for. He did a study of Burning Man, Google Nerds, DevGuru, Delta Team, you name it, and what they're talking about. Rock concerts, hip hop concerts. It's what you're talking about, peak performance. Chicago Bulls, 93 Bulls, right? Y'all know we like to talk about the 93 Bulls, right? Why? Because they were flow state, man, 72-10, right? Untouchable, right? But it's the things that you got to remember is that there's times in the day when you got that full good breakfast, or you got that Copenhagen and black coffee, right? You're going to be in a peak performance mode. That's what Stealing Fire, right? Am I wrong? That's what Stealing Fire was all about.
That it's all, and not to jump in on that, because I love that book so much. It talks about synergy. It talks about ether. It talks about how the central nervous system, and you feed that energy, right? Yeah. Like we feel an energy right now of motivation, of excitement, of hyper focus, right? Because we all believe in what we're doing here.
Absolutely.
We all feel like that the information that we're giving out to the audience is honest, is transparent. Yeah, some of that shit you may not like to hear, right? You might not like to hear, get your ass up out of bed, get your ass to the gym, look good, feel good, do good. Yeah. People don't like to hear shit. People don't like to be called out on their bullshit. I promise you, I like calling you out on your bullshit.
Yeah, because change is real.
Change is good.
Yeah,
that guy will call you out on your bullshit.
That's right.
But you know what? In the same token,
you need to hear it.
You have to do something that makes you uncomfortable.
Here's the flip side to it, though. If you're willing to call somebody out, you better have some thick skin and allow your alliance and your circle to call you out too. Don't be the caller and not be able to take it.
But you cannot improve, right? You cannot improve, right? What did you ever learn from a teacher that you had command of, right? You didn't. That's why you needed to learn the times tables and then work on them with mom and dad, on Tuesday night till you could remember them, because you did not know them, or reading or any other, right? And so there's, when you're in a room of people who are extraordinary and you all start giving yourself permission to be extraordinary, you've got to keep pushing yourself, and you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And sometimes that's when your alliance is like, hey, dude, you need to tune up A, B, C, and D. Yeah. Right? But bam, get that. And why do you work with a personal trainer? Why do you work with a coach?
Because you need somebody's input other than yourself.
There's an accountability factor when you have an alliance, when you have a coach, when you have a personal trainer, when you involve other people in your vision, right? When you begin to involve people in your plan to become successful, you almost 10 times that shit. You will 10 times your results.
So let's do this then. Let's give them a test to 10 times your task management tomorrow, right?
But you know what we call that?
What is it?
We call that 10X.
Yeah. So let's, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but we're 5 minutes from the hour.
All
Yeah,
right.
but aren't we?
I thought we started at 15 after.
Which is okay, but I'm just kind of keeping the time.
Go,
We're
man.
talking about time, right? So I want to
Yeah.
get where we're at with time.
Fine focus,
So,
productivity.
Here's something I want you guys to try. First off, try to share this video with everybody you know.
Yeah.
That's number one. If you like the content, you want to be involved, let us know. We'd love to have you here. Rick Johnson, you're next, baby. We
Coming
got you
on
on the
board,
list.
Rick.
Here's what I want you guys to do. In case you put this in this is our critical task experiment. Break your day tomorrow from 08 to 10 a.m. Then break your second portion from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Get out of here, Adobe Flash. And then ending at 12, then do a 1 to 3. So now we've broken down an 8-hour day into 3 segments because you got to hit the restroom, you got to take phone calls or whatever. You got 6 hours already blocked out right there. That leaves you 2 hours for the phone calls, the Facebook, the whatever, that mental clarity kind of minute. Do that. Critical task, 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 1 to 3. And then go back and what we talked about last week and use the spreadsheet that you made, which is every 15-minute increments.
Yep.
And write that shit down. It's tough, dude. I tried it. Holy moly, man. If you're a busy mofo, man, you got a whole shitload of stuff on that paper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you can go back and identify, oh, wow, man, I wasted time here. I wasted time here. And I wasted time here. That's what I was looking for when I did mine.
Yeah.
Right? I wasn't looking for what did I accomplish. I'm
Right.
looking for where can I get better in my day.
How can
That's
I
the
improve?
game plan, right?
How do I maximize this 24-hour clock? And that's what this is all about, guys. We're not here to tell you. These are all suggestions. So please, this isn't us telling you what to do, how to do it, where to live. These are only suggestions that we have implemented in our business, in our personal lives, that have proven to be effective, that have given us the results that we're looking for. And let me tell you, so back in January, I put down on the goal that I wanted to have at least 15 sales reps. So I had one guy say, man, we'll put it out on ZipRecruiter. I said, whatever, do what you got to do. Let's try it. I had my wife, hey, I'm going to put you on Indeed. I said, great, let's do it. This month, my last team meeting, I had 10 guys show up and was willing to listen to me run my sub.
Yeah.
Guess where those people came from? Neither of the places that I just mentioned.
Yeah.
They came from me going out there and talking and telling people how fucking great it is to work with a team that is hyper-focused, that will deliver on its promises, that will give you the tools and the resources to take your life to a whole nother level. Because I'm here to change your mindset so that you can change your doggone playground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we have bigger ideas and we have bigger things that we want to give you guys, and we're willing to take you, the audience, to a whole nother level that we already know you can get to. The only problem is you need to know that you can get to it.
Yeah.
And that's step one, if you ask me. Like, I knew I could be a business owner, and I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't become a business owner until I put action to it.
That's right.
And how many years did you tell me, why are you working for somebody else? Why are you working for somebody else? Why, you know what I mean? And then finally you get to the point where, several. And you got to get to a point where, number one, sell yourself on it.
Yeah.
Sell yourself on the why you want to become a business owner. We were talking last week, kind of gearing it towards those newbies, the me guys, the 1 to 4 or 5 year type.
Yeah,
guys.
that 25 million American businesses who are solopreneurs.
It's a massive amount, right? So if you're looking to make that jump, reach out to us. We'll go have lunch. We'll go have coffee. We'll sit down with you. You can pick our brains. And you may know somebody else too. We're not just the only people that are doing this.
Yeah, and there's a reason why you want to do this study into the 20-minute increments or 15-minute increments or the critical, peak performance hours in your work, because everybody knows that 3 to 5 p.m. there's going to be some push, right? That's a peak performance push, right? People want to get off. They want to be dead. They want to hit the clock, right, and get to their personal time.
Yeah.
But study those other because that way you can find ways to push your team, right?
Find things that pull you to success.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're really trying to do here is something that motivates you to keep going. That motivates you to say, screw the cycle day. I'm going to hit the hills.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're trying to improve yourself. So your time management, ladies and gentlemen, is the most critical thing you're doing during your day. We're all salespeople. We're all trying to make money as business owners. If you're not managing your time is managing you.
Yeah. I mean, that's
powerful.
That's deep. That's just like a well, but we'll dig it. Y'all see what I
Think
did
about
there?
it, though.
That's
If you're
what
not
I did
managing your time, Your time is managing you.
Yeah.
And what usually happens when that takes place?
You get angry.
You happen what happened to me today. And I'm going to be completely transparent right here. I had that day. My time managed me today. I did not manage my time at all. And 4 o'clock rolled around. Oh my God. I still have all this shit to do. Was I productive? I don't know today. I'll be honest. I don't know. Did I get some shit done? Sort of. So I let my time dictate what I did today. And it's defeating.
And it happens.
It does.
But here's what's important is that you recognized it.
Absolutely.
And you figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
And you failed forward.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So now tomorrow will come and you'll remember what happened today. And you'll say, oh, that shit ain't happening again.
Not again.
But I promise you, folks, days aren't always going to be easy. Kumbaya, man. Like they're just not. Like that's not the way the world works. And I promise you, I don't want the world to work like that.
Yeah, but if it was easy, everybody would do it.
I want the challenges. I want the curveballs. I want the fucking hiccups. I want to be able to mentally challenge myself every single day so that I can become faster, better, stronger, and more effective in my life. And when you manage your time, please, 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 for the love of God, don't forget your wife. Don't forget your family. Don't forget your children. Yeah. Don't forget your personal self if you are single. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because when you work, life's no fun. I think there's a song.
Yeah, all work.
Right?
All work leads to a dull boy, right?
Yeah. You know what I mean? So whenever we're doing our time management, it's imperative that you include the people that you love. Because you can have all the money in the world. You can have all the success you want. But if you don't have somebody to share it with, what's the fucking point?
Man, in my industry, we meet a lot of 1%ers. And I know a boatload of uber wealthy people that are inherently unhappy.
Yes.
So we said this months ago and multiple times. If you're chasing the money, you may be successful for a little bit, but that's not the long game. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about real quick. We got about 15 minutes left. Let's dive into multitasking because as we're talking about time management, we all try to do it. I tried to do it for the last 3 hours of my day and it was a fucking shit show, right? It's doable. Is it productive? Is it counterproductive?
That's very hard to say. It can be both. Mm-hmm. But here's one thing. When you're like, I've literally had to do this. I'm on court on that computer. I'm on court on this iPad. I'm on court on this iPhone. Yeah. And I'm just like, answer this judge, answer that judge, answer that judge. Man, your brain is not made to do. Now, you can do that for a minute. And if you're just saying, hey, judge, I need to be excused. Judge, I need to be excused because I got to focus on this. You're given this.
You're 100%.
You're 100% here, right? Instead of, well, now you 30%, 33%, 33%, 33%. You're all over the place. Now, your brain can do some multitasking. The old joke, right? Does the back of your license say may not chew gum, right? Can't walk down the street and chew gum at the same time. I'm not talking about that kind of, but when you're,
so let's talk about
when you're on a 60-foot ladder, can you be multitasking?
You better not be.
Right? And why not?
Well, because you don't give your client its full attention.
Yeah.
You don't give your brain the capacity to be hyper-focused on the task at hand when you're multitasking.
And you can't get to flow state, right?
You cannot get to flow state. You cannot be at peak level. You cannot perform at the max capacity that I know that you can perform at. Right? Now, we definitely have to multitask when you have children, you're cooking, you're running around. We're not talking about that type of multitasking. Like, yes, I can drive and smack the shit out of my kid. Absolutely. Okay?
You're in the kitchen making dinner. Are you playing that Xbox?
Are you playing that? What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, we all have those abilities.
So
when
they touch the thermostat?
So let me put into perspective, right? So multitasking, in my opinion, is based off of the person.
Yep.
But there's a difference in multitasking and serial tasking. You guys know the difference in those two?
No, never heard.
So multitasking is trying to manage structure chaos and give 33% to everything, right? Serial tasking is shifting from one task to the other. Going right back to what we talked about, breaking your first hours or 2 hours into increments of 20 minutes.
Those big three.
So how you can win with multitasking is not multitasking, it's a serial task.
Right.
It's to take your task and break them into manageable time periods with an end result.
Right.
Not just I'm going to do this for 20 minutes. No, you need to say I'm going to do this for 20 minutes and here's what I need to get done. So I just wanted to bring that up because I just did a little like, hey, is multitasking bad? And it was all negative. So I'm like, we're not going to share that. We're going to share something a little better. So Google serial tasking.
Write that down.
Do a little bit of research on it and understand that it's not about doing everything at once. It's about shifting from one to the other.
Yeah.
It's like feel the fire.
And that really actually hit home for me because I have to, I thought I called it multitasking, but I really wasn't. I was actually serial tasking.
Yeah. Running
2 different companies.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that like purposefully.
Yeah.
It's a tough word there, guys. It's one of those college book words, you know what I'm saying?
One of them book learning things.
Book learning. The thesaurus is really
I'm against it.
I'm against it.
I'm against all that book learning.
And so, anyways, when you have multiple businesses or you have multiple things going on, you don't have to have a multiple business, but you can be an ambassador in a chamber. You can do this. You can volunteer. You can do whatever because you have passion to do those things, right? So whenever I get up in the morning, I have to create 2 freaking lists.
Mm-hmm.
I have to create a list for Doc's Roofing and Construction. I have to create a list for USA Mobile Drug Testing. What needs to get accomplished in that company? What has to get accomplished in this company?
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to say, what has to get accomplished with my children this afternoon?
Yeah, don't forget to schedule your personal life.
You know what I mean? So at certain times, you may have 3 or 4 different calendars that you're juggling, and even they may even overlap with each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as long as we have the mental clarity to be able to acknowledge that, and we're able to hyper focus on those things and say, cool, box checked, and we may finish early. Now we can devote that time to whatever the next task at hand is.
Yeah. So an example of multitasking would be like starting to type an email and then actually finishing a text message, right? Instead of serial tasking, finishing the email with some action and then jumping on that text message. So you see what we did there is we didn't stop in between our execution steps.
Yeah.
Right. We completed the process through. We closed that and we opened up the next step.
Exactly.
So that's the key right there is to continue, finish, and then start the next one. Because I probably did that today.
Oh, I know I did that
During
today.
an email and then write to a text.
No. I did it today. I was writing an email and then I thought I sent it and I moved over to here and there's like boop, boop, boop. And the finish, response, and send went here instead of there. I mean, I zigged instead of zagged, and I was like, what am I doing? Yeah. So the serial, I got a stark reminder of that because this over here was like, what in the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. And then I was like, oh, sorry about that. That was a that action item was supposed to be for over here. So send that one, and then now I got to redo your action item because
here's a takeaway you can do from this. We're telling you it happens to us. It does. We're not saying we're perfect at any of this. We're just sharing our experiences.
I'm perfect at being old.
So that way you can take that and apply that to yourself, right? Know that owning a business or coming up the ranks in a business is never easy. You're only going to get what you work for, number one. And you're only going to be as efficient as the management of your time.
That's
100% every day, all the week. And that's coming from a 15-year project manager, career guy in the PM field. If you need to learn how to square away your time management, it needs to be on your list for your 8 to 10 o'clock in the morning hour to do your research on how to create a system for yourself.
8 to 10? I thought we agreed at 6 to 10.
For you guys, but yeah.
Just get whatever. Hey, I challenge everybody. Just get up 30 minutes earlier than you did the other day.
Yeah.
See how much more productive and effective you are in throughout your day. So if you're currently getting up at 10 o'clock in the morning, I suggest you get up at 9:30 and just give it a shot.
Yo. If you're getting up at 10 a.m., there's all kinds of shit wrong with you.
Well, you better have been on the goddamn mid-watch.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say. You better have been on that midnight to 4.
That balls at 2. But you know what I'm saying? I don't want to call anybody out for getting up at 8 a.m. You know what I mean? That's not my thing. That's not what I do. I'm just suggesting that if you
can get up at 7:30. You can get up at 7.
Listen, for the record,
7:15.
These fools get up way earlier than me, and everybody knows it. We've shared it with you guys. I don't do the 4:30 shit. I did that for years. I'm a 6 o'clock, 6:15 kind of guy.
You do what you do, baby.
But the key thing is what I do is what Doc said, is I have my 45 minutes of quiet time.
Yeah.
I get up, do the triple S, I get my coffee. I go and I do my consistent every single day. It's the same way. I'm checking my punch list. I'm gearing my brain and I'm looking for the day because my brain is a muscle.
That's right.
Right. And I'm training my brain every day to make sure that I'm following my steps to make sure I'm successful. Does it work out every day? Absolutely not.
I'm glad you said that. Your brain is a muscle. And if your brain,
that's Casey. He wrote it, man. That's
you know what I
beautiful.
mean.
Yeah.
And if you get lazy on your brain, and you're filling it full of Hulu, Vudu, Netflix, and all that garbage that's out there, and
Call of Duty.
newbie, I didn't throw that in there. That's wrong for you because Call of Duty is okay in my book.
I'm with that too.
Because that shit's on my schedule. Okay, like I'm playing for it.
But you got to build a muscle
At midnight, that's when I'm allowed to play.
Yeah.
You know, but whatever. But if you continuously grow and build your brain housing group, just like when you exercise, you train your muscles to become bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
Your heart becomes bigger and stronger. And what that does, you're not sick as much. Your energy levels increase.
Mm-hmm.
Your confidence grows for you. Your knowledge base grows. When you're strong here, you become strong everywhere. You become the influencer that I already know that you are. You just got to begin to believe in yourself so that you can take down the lion. You know what I'm saying? Because we're fucking wolves out here, folks.
Yeah, that's
No
so
sheeps in this room.
so critical, man. That you know, where you get your mentoring, you know, I hope that some of you find that this is good mentoring. And and there's a whole lot of good mentoring out there, but on the flip side, you're talking about Netflix, this, that, and the other. And there's nothing wrong with building in that fun time, right? Like you like Top Gear, you like shows about motorsport, you want to watch motorcycles go around the world. So you can get some ideas about what you're gonna, crash on your next trip down in Argentina. That's all good, man. Get that fuel. Just make sure it's good mentoring, right? Make sure it's good, positive mentoring, and not that I was talking about that chit chat on the back of that airplane. You hear that scuttlebutt, and I was like, oh my god, thank God I'm not 28 anymore. It's so nice.
Anybody's asking what scuttlebutting is, it's just really a bunch of shit talking, and it's not productive.
Right. It's a bunch of negativity, right? Right. Is it draining or contributing? Right. And if it needs to swirl the drain, man, hit the flush.
Yeah. We talked about
if it's negative, you keep that shit outside my door.
Because it's an attention and time killer.
Well, and it goes back to what we talked about a couple months ago. You are what you eat, and that's physically and mentally.
Yeah.
So
what are you consuming?
What are you consuming through your eyes, through your ears, and through your mouth, right? And you better hope that you're consuming as much positivity as you can. You need some positive vibes? Hang out with my man, Doc. Boy, I tell you what, man, I walked in here all shitty today. I'm good now. You know what I mean?
Right
because all it takes is to talk to somebody. It just takes coming in and saying, this is what's on my brain. You got a different perspective. Hit me with it, even if it hurts.
I'm telling you what, I'm an optimistic fool. Okay?
Yeah.
I am so overly optimistic.
Even when he's bummed out.
Yeah, it's ridiculously optimistic. I mean, because I'm the kind of guy that is just, you hear the analogy, right? Do you see a glass half empty or do you see a glass half full? No, I'm just grateful there's water in the damn glass because I'm thirsty. Okay? It doesn't matter how you view it. It matters that you're grateful. Mm-hmm. And I've started this thing where I write down 5 things every single day that I'm grateful for that day.
Yep.
Because of all the negative shit that's being thrown at us from all different angles. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I no longer watch the news. I no longer put garbage in. Right? It's because of this man right here. Yeah. Turn the garbage off.
Yeah. 100%.
Because it is. And so I plug into Andy Frisella, Ryan Stuman, fucking Ed Milet. You know what I mean? I have to listen to these positive people out there so that I know that it's okay to fail.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It is okay to fail. But what's not okay is to wallow in your misery.
It's okay to fail forward.
That's right. Right? But it's not okay to get up and go, man, that sucks. I'm never going to try that again.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, no one gives a shit about that. I'll be honest with you right now. If you think people care about your feelings in this day and this age,
they don't.
You're sadly mistaken. So fail forward. Contain a positive attitude.
Yeah.
And be disciplined. I'm going to let Casey kind of wrap us up here. We're right at that minute mark, and we can go over a couple minutes. So it's all good. But I think what you have here is critical to tie together into this. So go ahead and handle this right here.
So, yeah, man, be disciplined, right? Being disciplined. Don't back off your decisions. One thing that's so critical. You make a decision, you be decisive, you're not always going to have all the right information. You might hit a tripwire, you might fail forward. So what? Commit. Whether that commitment is the big 3 jobs you got to do in the day, right? I like to call it the big 3, or if it's just a daggone exercise, or man, I should spend some more time. Get should out of that equation and say must. I must, I will speak it into existence.
Say it one more time.
I
am.
I
will.
must. I will.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
You
money.
make it an affirmative, positive, no retreat, no backup. You're doing this, right? I'm going to go out. I'm going to run 2.2 miles up the dadgone hills. Every time I get to a speed bump, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That way you tie your brain, your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, must do. Must go spend the weekend camping with the boys. Must go spend the time that I need to spend with my wife. Must play Call of Duty so I don't lose my doggone mind. I need my little downtime. Whatever it is, right? Make it a must do. You know, that's willpower. It needs fuel. It's the fuel of your actions, of your team's actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this building of discipline, being decisive, building discipline, no backing off, right? And the only way to go through is to break through that wall, right? And that productivity wall we all get to, right? Damn, this last hill's kicking my. I don't want to run it. I don't want to do these last set of push-ups. I got to get up to the top of the hill. There's another speed bump. Got to do more push-ups. Man, I'll just walk it.
Just push it.
Just keep pushing, right? Keep pushing. That's called getting into your comfort zone. If you're not pushing, you get an alliance who will push you, right? Get a group of guys and gals, like-minded business people who want to be extraordinary, who've given themselves permission to be extraordinary, and then that way you shed, that baggage, that undisciplined mindset, and you just keep going so you don't quit. That's the most important thing.
Don't quit.
Don't quit.
Don't quit. So you mentioned a lot of must shoulds. There's a lot of should nots.
Yeah.
Don't forget the not should not do.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Should not is have self-pity. Should not have self-doubt. Should not have can't in your vocabulary. Okay? Because like he stated, when you start putting the preface of I should, you're already potentially setting yourself up for a failure.
Kind of stepping back instead of forward.
Right.
Yeah.
When it's like, and you just take the word should to I will, because you visualize it. When he decided to run and see a speed bump and do 5 push-ups, he visualized that before he ever took the first step out of the house.
Yeah.
So he knew where all the speed bumps were ahead. He already calculated potentially how many push-ups that he had to do. He already visualized that. So when he got down to do his first set of 5, his muscles were already ready.
Yeah.
His brain already told his muscles that he was going to do push-ups. Didn't know when, but he knew that one point in time in this run, I'm going to have to get down and do my shit.
And that's what we talked about earlier was that subconscious.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
In the back of your head, you got to be telling yourself, I am successful. And I hate to be hey, I'm the positive king over here. I'm the positive whatever. But honestly, that's how you have to have that mentality because I'm a pessimist by nature. That's just how I'm built. You know what I mean? So I have to work every day to be a positive outlook, because I have this mentality of I need to find the issue so I can fix the issue. That pessimistic look. And that's a project management thing. Like I got to find the weak link to fix it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So hanging out with guys like these have totally changed that mindset. I wake up now and I'm like, man, someone asked me, how's it going? Family's fed, roof over my head, bills are paid.
Yeah.
Rest is icing on the cake, baby.
Yeah.
Let's roll. Let's get that money. Right. So,
I
I want to leave you guys with this. We talked about it. This is the exercise. 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 1 to 3. Break tomorrow up into those 3 things and choose 3 major obstacles in your day.
Yeah.
And perform those obstacles with the intent to complete that obstacle. If you don't, then write down why you didn't. Did I get too many emails? Did I get too many phone calls? Was I checking on Facebook too much or whatever? Write it down, and then tomorrow on Friday morning, do it again. 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 1 to 3. And have that become now, we're training our brain. We're working our muscles. We're working our brain. And you will come to see that you're going to find the weaknesses within your time management skills. Mm-hmm. Because when you write all this stuff down, the mindset should be, I'm trying to find the weak link.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for the wins. I'm trying to find the weak links.
Right. And you can superimpose that experiment onto your teams, right? That's the next step. Okay, this is where my peak hours are. Where are my teams? Right. Then you take all that data and you start knowing what's the whole point of that? It's like that book was talking about. When are you going to get your team in flow state? Where are they at the most? Where are you going to be 72-10, Chicago Bulls, 93 Bulls, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Then you start identifying that. You need data to identify that. You need to know your business. You need to know yourself, right? And you need to tap into all that productivity and build that discipline.
Solid talk, boys. Solid talk, man.
So I'm telling you what, folks, this has been a phenomenal topic for me tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've gotten a ton of good gouge from just us talking, and because we're in flow state right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all know it or not, but we're currently in flow state, and we hit this ground running every single time. And we always say we typically hit flow state about 30 minutes into our video.
Yeah.
About 30 minutes into our talk, we really begin to have that synergy, and we're literally taking words out of each other's mouth. We're finishing each other's sentence, and that's because we've been doing this together for a year.
Over a year. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't as if when we first started this that we were just automatically in this synergy.
Yeah.
This took time and consistency and getting together on off hours, going through the bumps and the bruises, having dicked up audio. You know what I'm saying? like we had to go through those challenges in order to have flow. And that's why our live count has grown significantly. I mean, we reached almost 4,000 people last week on our freaking doggone videos.
That's phenomenal, dude.
It's because we're consistently showing up, doing the work, and having a great attitude about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we ain't gonna fucking fail.
No, not in
Promise
this,
you that.
not in this room. No.
So
if you don't want to fail, you got to take action. Start with the time management. This is our third topic of the month.
Yeah.
We got one more we'll close out next week. Again, Patriot Business Alliance, tx@gmail.com.
Yeah.
You want the content, we save it all. We'll send it over to you,
Yeah.
email it up. We got some good stuff coming up. I mean, hell, we already got the whole year planned of content.
Yeah.
You
want
know
the
why?
assignments?
Yeah, you know why? Because we took the time to make sure that was ready. So now we're not coming up with shit last minute. So long story short, share this with your friends. We appreciate you guys. Hey, Chris Massenberg, appreciate you always. Jen, oh yeah, purple hair, ESQ. I love that.
That's
She
right.
joined us. Jonathan Spillatopoulos.
Whoa,
Okay,
whoa,
Jonathan.
whoa.
Jonathan
John,
S.
sorry about
Jonathan,
that.
sorry
S.
about that.
That's all right.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah, Lori Lee.
Spillatopoulos.
Let's see here.
Hey, don't forget about Instagram. What's up?
IG, my
IG.
people.
What's up, IG?
Our boy Rick Johnson showed up tonight.
Rick.
Reno showed up tonight. I mean, look, guys, we're starting to get more involvement here, and it's because people are seeing that we're truly passionate. If you think for 1 second in today's day and age that people can't see through your bullshit, you're sadly mistaken. Be yourself, be honest with yourself, and get up and get going, because tomorrow is $10,000 Thursday.
$10,000 Thursday.
So go out and get
And I
it.
promise you, I already got a jump start on that shit.
Yeah,
I'm planning ahead.
Yeah.
I'm taking care of business. I'm out there to win, win, win.
I hit mine a couple times this week. So, Semper Fi, y'all have a good week.
Semper
10,000
Paratus.
Boom.
We don't have Semper in the Navy.
You're part of the Navy, though.
I am the